Tonight, live from the rinks in Hop Park, New York, the Stony Brook University Seawolves take on the United States Naval Academy in an ACHA matchup. You're watching Seawolves Hockey Live. Tonight, the 5-1 Stony Brook Seawolves take on the 2-6 U.S. Naval Academy. These are two games the Stony Brook Seawolves need to win, and need to win big in order to maintain their number 4 ranking or to move back up in the rankings. Seawolves began their 2015-16 season ranked number 1 in the ACHA, but slipped to number 4, having split last weekend on the road to Lebanon Valley College, winning game 1 3-2 and losing game 2 6-3. Tonight, these are two teams clearly heading in different directions, not only as their records would indicate, but also the number of goals each team has scored and let up. The Seawolves have scored a total of 30 goals and given up 18. The Naval Academy in 8 games has scored 18 goals and given up 33. Andy, tonight, we're really looking to see the Seawolves come back strong on home ice and really send a message here.
Yeah, they have to. After losing the game in Lebanon Valley on Sunday, they fell to number 4 in the rankings. So if they can win big here, they'll maintain that ranking, and now we're getting to the point where the rankings are going to start to stabilize. So they can stay in the top 5, like we were talking about before we went on air. That's going to be big for them. Coming into this game, Navy's on a 3-game losing streak themselves, having lost to Rutgers and Syracuse. So they're looking to kind of get themselves on track as well, sitting at 2-6. They've only had one true road game, which they lost. So they're in a team like in a bit of a flux right now, coming against a Stony Brook team that really needs a win.
All right, let's take a look at the player spotlight while players are on the ice. We'll look at the Stony Brook Seawolves first, and we'll look at the captain, number 17, J.T. Hall. In 6 games, Hall has 4 goals, 9 assists for 13 points. He has a power play goal, 2 shorthanders, 4 minutes and penalties, and J.T. Hall has really come on strong early in the season. Next up, number 74, line mate, Tyler Underhill. In 6 games, Tyler's got 8 goals, 3 assists for 11 points. He's got a couple of power play goals, 4 minutes and penalties, and he's got 2 game winners.
Yeah, Underhill really taking on that role that Ryan Kottkamp had last year. As he was the closer, he's the one who, late in the game, you want the puck on his stick.
Number 90, Andrew Satola, 6 games. He has 1 goal, 8 assists for 9 points. Satola's your quintessential prototype playmaker. He's the man to set up the plays. 1 power play goal he's got 4 minutes and penalties. And number 21, making every game so far this year, is Brian Bozer. Started in every game so far this year. Brian in 6 games has 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points. He's got 2 minutes and penalties, and he's got a game winner as well. And what we could say about Bozer is, although the Seawolves do miss a guy like Vin Lopes, Bozer brings a certain amount of speed to his game.
Oh, yeah, not the biggest guy out there on the ice,
right, like
but
Lopes,
he makes the big plays happen.
He makes the plays happen as well, so keep your eye on number 21 tonight. We're going to switch over to the goaltenders now, and in net tonight will be number 33, Derek Wilms. And in 4 games, Derek's got a 3-0 record, 2 goals against average, a 2.10, and a total save percentage of .929. So he's picking up right where he left off from last year. Not quite number 1 yet, but there's some other goaltenders in the league that are playing exceptionally well as well. So backing him up will be number 32, Todd Scarola. Todd's got a couple of games under his belt. He has the 2-0 record, 3.0 goals against, and a .904 save percentage. So those are the Seawolf players we'll be keeping an eye on, not to mention a few others that are in the lineup tonight. And we'll also keep an eye on forward 96, Tyler Boudreau from Andover, Massachusetts, who will be in the lineup for them.
Yeah, we spoke to Coach Garofalo before the game, and he said, watch him on the ice.
Yeah.
So we're going to have our eye on him, and so should you.
All right. We're going to swing over to the Naval Academy now and look at their top scorers. Number 10, Jack O'Hare. And Jack in 8 games has 2 goals, 5 assists for 7 points. He has 4 minutes in penalties. No power play goals or shorthanded goals. So that's Jack O'Hare. I think it's O'Hare. O'Hare, okay. Number 12, Matt Harrigan. In 8 games, Harrigan has 2 goals, 5 assists for 7 points. 14 minutes in penalties. No power play goals, shorthanded, or game winners for Harrigan. Next up, number 19, Matt Kane. In 6 games, Matt's got 4 goals, 1 assist for 5 points. He's got a power play goal and 12 minutes in penalties. Next is number 11, Trent Lulot. And in 8 games, Trent's got 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points, tied in points with Kane. He's got a power play goal as well and 2 minutes in penalties. In the net tonight for Navy will be number 35, Matt Truninger. Truninger in 8 games played. He has a 2-6 record, 3.81 goals against, a .874 save percentage. And backing him up will be James O'Halloran. O'Halloran in 2 games has no record and has given up has a 6.43 goals against and a save percentage of .813. We talked about it at the start of the show. The goals against for Navy, it's double what their goals for are.
Yeah, they're averaging just a hair over 2 goals a game and giving up almost over 4. So that's something that they have to address if they want to continue. If they want to play well, they cannot be giving up 4 goals a game when they're scoring only 2.
And we look at the rosters and we look at the size of the players, and there are maybe three players or so that are 6 foot or bigger.
And that's part of Navy's requirement.
On Navy,
you cannot be in the Navy and be over 6'7".
Yeah, so we're looking at their starting lineup tonight, which will consist of center Trent Lulot, who's 6 foot and shoots right-handed. We got Jack O'Hare. He's shoots lefty. He's 5'9". He's out of Walpole, Mass. Lulot is out of St. Louis. Next is number 9, Alexander Vanderberg. Vanderberg is 6 foot. He's out of Sugar Grove, Illinois. On defense will be number 3, 6'1", out of Moorhead, Minnesota, Cole Matzold. And number 5, defenseman, left-handed shooter, 5'11", out of Andreas, Pennsylvania, Nicholas Mantz. And that'll be the starting lineup for Navy. For the Seawolves, they will start with number 17, J.T. Hall. J.T. Hall out of Lake Grove, New York, 185, shoots right. I think he's right-handed shot. Number 74, Tyler Underhill. Underhill out of East Aurora, New York, 200 pounds. And number 7 will be Justin Lizaldi, forward junior, 160 pounds, out of La Mirada, California. So that'll be the starting forwards. On D will be number 27, Frank Sherding, 205, out of East Chester, New York. And number 5, Dalton Gilbert, out of Alta Loma, California. So those are the starting lineups for both teams as they're getting ready to finish up their warm-up right now. And then we'll be back for the start of the game. Obviously, you can always chime in on the broadcast. Let us know what you're thinking. If there's anything you want, any questions you have you need us to answer, or if perhaps we're pronouncing somebody's name wrong, we apologize.
Yeah.
We do the best we can here.
And
it's for free, folks.
Yeah, and Andy and I are both on Twitter. Andy Mignani at AV Mags, me at Andy_Sukov. So if you have any comments that you want to send directly to us, feel free.
All right, folks, we're going to wrap up the warm-up here and take a break, and we'll be back for the start of the game. You're watching Seawolves Hockey Live. Live, everyone. Andy Bignani along with Andy Sukoff, Trevor Bignani on the cameras. A couple of Stony Brook guys helping us out tonight. Tyler Ubity on one camera and Anthony
Bakari
on the other camera.
So the other guys, we thank you for coming up here this period.
Hey, just real quickly, got an update on Sam Brewster. And Sam, I think you're watching, and we wish you all the best, buddy. You hear the news is good, and keep fighting, my friend. Keep fighting. We're all thinking about you. And folks, you who don't know Sam or remember Sam Brewster, he was a force for the Seawolves for the last 4 years. Watching him play, going up and down the ice, and battling a little bit of a health issue right now. And results seem to be positive right now. So, Sam, you're in our thoughts, buddy. Sit back and watch your Seawolves play the Naval Academy tonight. All right, we're going to kick it down to Jim Maritano for the player introductions.
For the Naval Academy, number 3, Cole Nates-Olds. Number 5, Nicholas Mance. Number 9, Alex Vandenberg. Number 10, Matt O'Leary. Number 11, Trent Lolo. And in the goal, number 35, Matthew Schonenberg. And now, let's start on your Stony Brook Seawolves. Number 5, Colton Gilbert. Number 7, Justin Gonzalez. Number 17, J.T. Hall. Number 27, Frank Shane. Number 74, Tyler Underhill. And in the goal for the Seawolves, number 33, Derek Wills.
All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Referee is Cahill, linesman Seltzer, and we'll get the third one in after the break. We'll be right back. As we get set to go, Ruben is the other linesman. Seltzer and Ruben are the linesmen. Cahill is the ref. And Navy is doing a little powwow at their net. Seawolves getting ready at their bench. And we're just about set to go here. We're going to do 2 games this weekend. Tonight, again tomorrow at 3:30. And glad that you can tune in and listen in and watch the game. We've got lots of sports activities going on.
Yeah, we already got an update at the City Field. Mets are up 1-0.
Yes, I understand that David Murphy has already made an impact.
Well, yeah, he pretty much single-handedly took the Mets over the Dodgers, and now I think he wants to do it for the Cubs. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, David Murphy's having a heck of a series so far.
Yeah, David Murphy, he's earning that new contract he's going to get wherever it may be, and Mets fans are hoping that it's still in Queens.
All right, as we get set to go, Cahill will drop the puck. Starting lineup is JT Hall, Lizaldi, Underhill, Sherding, and Gilbert for the Seawolves. And here we go. Face-off won by the Seawolves. Gilbert, as he's watched by Lalo, throws it up the wall out into the neutral zone and picked up by Matzold, who throws across, trying to find O'Hare, and the puck just bounces up in the air, banged back into the Seawolves zone, picked up by Underhill, who's actually backing up. Lizaldi chasing in after the puck, has it on the stick, he wide, he shoots high over the top of the net.
Lizaldi looking to make an impact early here.
Troniger may have got a piece of that, but it definitely deflected high over the net. So Seawolves trying to come out quick, trying to come out fast.
And that's what they have to do against Navy. They have to come out here, establish play early, get a few goals on the board in the early start.
Cross-ice rink pass off the stick of O'Hare into the Seawolves zone. Sherding back to get it. And watched by O'Hare. Sherding, nice nifty move past Lizaldi. Lizaldi back to Hall as the forecheck of Navy comes on a little strong. Hall picks it up through the neutral zone, makes a nice move, loses on a stick check. Dumped right back in by Navy, dumped in by Givens. He goes hard on Gilbert. Gilbert sends it back to Sherding up the wall to Kalillo. Kalillo loses a handle and a shot right on and a save. Good shot by Keane, putting that on after the steal of Kalillo.
Yeah,
that's coming out strong here too. So Seawolves trying to get their legs going, but now losing the handle was DeFeo. That puck goes all the way back around and bounces off the wall to Kalillo. Through the neutral zone to Satola. Across the neutral zone to DeFeo, but it was ticked back into the neutral zone and backing out to the Navy zone by the Seawolves. Chased down by Satola. Kalillo with the puck back to Satola to the point. To Cartwright, winds and shoots, save, and a rebound. Backhanded on net. Saved by Troniger. Good movement of the puck by the Seawolves.
Yeah, the puck movement got better in that last couple second stretch, but early on in those first 2 minutes, we saw a lot of miscommunication out there, a lot of picked off passes in the neutral zone. So we're gonna watch. Here comes the last rush. Satola driving in, goes behind Troniger, leaving it back out for Kalillo, as he's gonna make that first quality chance.
All right, so shot right on there by Bozer, saved by Troniger, and it's Osowski, Bozer, Crockett. Yeah, his stick is broken in half on a nice stick check by Crockett in the neutral zone. Bozer now picks up on left wing, fires, blocker saved by Troniger. Back to the point, knocked in by Cartwright. Back behind the net, going hard is Crockett. He follows all the way around, and Cartwright pinches in, backed up by Bozer. Kosher also on the ice here. We're just in 17:47 of the first period. Kosher sends it back in, and Matzol dumps it around. And on the forecheck is Kosher. And here comes Crockett on the forecheck. Seawolves trying to keep Navy pinned in. And almost nice play there.
And Navy has
Stemke.
Navy doesn't have the size to match up pound for pound with the Seawolves, but they have to use their speed.
They have to use their speed, and they have speed. We could see it on the ice. They're definitely a team that has some quickness.
Yeah, like we see that.
Oh, two Seawolves get taken out now. As no harm there. They're going to get out of the zone, it looks like. And Navy's doing a good job keeping their players of 5 stacked close together, which is a good way to play against the Seawolves.
Yeah, when the Seawolves are on the puck, there's 2 and 3 midshipmen right on top of them. Yeah. And that's how the Navy are going to keep the Seawolves contained.
Tyler Boudreau had his first shift. That line goes off now for a change. Takeaway by Gervaisi as the Sunnybrook shows their 4th line now. And Underhill's still out there. Miller on D, along with Heffernan. And good strong checking in the neutral zone here by O'Hare, and he dumps in behind the Seawolves zone as they go for a change. Williams fires it around Underhill. Heffernan going back to get it. Up to Miller. Miller carries out on right wing. Nice pass feed to Hall. He's in. Oh, tried to make the pass, and it went off the skate.
Good defensive play by Christopher Day.
I think JT Hall would take that back and maybe just go in and take the shot.
But when you have a 2-on-1, you had that opportunity to make that pass where they had a good odd man rush chance.
Yes.
So that's a good playmaking play.
There's another fast breakout through the neutral zone. Underhill 1-on-3, but now he's got some help. Fires it wide. Up the wall it comes, back to Sherding, and he'll just fire down low, and it's picked off by Navy. This is Harrigan. And he dump in as Navy goes for a change. We got a whistle as icing the puck
So this is a big turning point here for the Seawolves, as Navy's been able to kind of keep them guessing here and really not letting them into the offensive zone. Now you have a face-off against a tired Navy unit in the offensive zone. This is a big chance for Stony Brook to get that 1-0 lead early.
DeFeo's Satola and Colillo out there with Sherding and Gilbert. Face off to the left of Truninger. Satola wins it back to the point. Gilbert, he'll just fire down low. Satola will pick it up behind the net. And back over to DeFeo, trying to get it back. Now Colillo picks up, and Colillo controls it on the wall, loses possession. Picked up by Navy, pinching in is Gilbert. Keeping that puck in. Now, good job here, keeping the puck in by DeFeo. Colillo will get it back to Satola behind the net. Still looking for DeFeo. Fires! One-time shot, which is what you got to do. He was a good save by Trunigo, who anticipated the one-timer. Puck is up in the air. We got a loose puck. Wave down now. It was knocked down with a high stick. Let's go back behind the Seawolves zone. Picked up by Wilms. He fires it up the wall to Colillo. Colillo, touch pass up to Satola. Gets run into the wall by Vandenberg. As the Seawolves go for a full change. Satola's still out there. Nice low feed here by the Seawolves. Shot right on. A save by Truniger.
And then that came off the pegs as well, as Truninger slid over to make that save through the crease.
Zowski taking it on a one-timer off the pass, which is good to see the Seawolves doing that, because there's no sense in teeing up a shot. If it's on your stick blade, you got to get the shot off.
Yeah, you don't want to be messing around trying to get too cute. If you have the shot, take it.
Crocker, Bozer, and Osaski on for the Seawolves. Kasha back on defense with Cartwright, and now the puck is given away. Picked up by Navy through the neutral zone, dumped in by Vandenberg. He chases after his pass. Wilms trying to get it, was kind of fluttered off his stick. He didn't get all of it, and it never got around the wall. Kasha now going after it, tries to get up to Bozer, back out into the neutral zone. Picked up by Matzold. Matzold's pass to O'Hara did not get through, but now he picks it up. And controlled by Kasha. Nice pass to Crockett through the neutral zone. Skating on the right wing, dumps it in. Going in after it now. It's Kasha on the forecheck. Is Crockett on the forecheck. Picked up. Control. Backhand pass, and that backhand shot by Stemke was saved by Truninger.
And Truninger having to make a couple big saves early on.
Boudreau on the ice now for his second shift. We'll keep an eye on Boudreau. He comes in on the forecheck. Gervaisi trying to get it. Bunched over his stick. This is Gervaisi again controlling it, losing it. Back up to the point to Bishop. Fires a shot off the glove of Truninger.
And Navy was looking. It was Kane looking to clear it out. Bishop sitting right there at the point, waiting for that puck. Kept the puck in the zone for the Seawolves. And Navy couldn't make that change yet.
Some big hits being thrown over there. This is Gervaisi now. Gets a pass to Stemke. Over to Lizaldi. And Lizaldi shot knocked down by Truninger. Having a nice first period for Navy.
He's made some big saves here, and he's playing up to the occasion. You got to give him a lot of credit for that. Yes. Coming in here with a goals against near 4.
13:06 to go in the first period. You have no score here. You're watching the Stony Brook University Seawolves versus the U.S. Naval Academy. Stony Brook in red and white, Naval Academy in blue, of course. And these two teams will face off again tomorrow at 3:30. Oh, it was right in front. It was a save by Trunigo, who lost it, but no Seawolf there to park that in an open net.
Lizaldi couldn't get to it in
Underhill
time.
now, passing Hall. Hall skating in now. Oh, and a nice defensive play on the poke check. Picked up by Underhill. Underhill comes in, shoots. Saved by Truniger. Right now, the Seawolves out shooting Navy 7-0. But Truniger doing an excellent job.
Yeah, Truninger's coming up really big right now. And he has to, because now Stony Brook has gotten their legs under them after we saw in the first couple minutes where things look really off. Now they're starting to get themselves together, and it's like one barrage after another.
All right, Bishop back together. He gets it over to Miller. Miller, nice feed to Underhill. Through the neutral zone with speed. Underhill, break it in. Oh, and Underhill just got checked off the play. Oh, he was gone. Up to Lizaldi trying to get up the wall. Get it up to Gilbert. Gilbert controls. Back behind the net. To Lizaldi out in front. Nobody at the wall there.
He was looking for Hall. Hall was sitting right there in the slot.
Four Stony Brook's down low. Nobody at the point, and that puck just got out. Now this back behind the net now picked up by Lulot. Lulot fans on the pass. Gilbert deep on the forecheck and does a good job keeping it in. This is Satola in on a rush. He comes in, shirting around the net, looking for some options, and he makes a move. Dump it back down in it to Lizaldi. Lizaldi loses it and dumps back behind the net now, picked up by Lulot. Lulot fans on the pass. Gilbert deep on the forecheck and does a good job keeping it in. This is Satola now controlling it for the Seawolves deep in the Navy zone. Gets it back up the wall to Gilbert. Gilbert will just fire it down low. Satola back to get it. Scololo and Satola with two Navy, O'Hare and Matsol battling hard. Up the wall, trying to get it out of the zone. They do. Picked up by Lulot. Lulot coming in. He's got a trailer with him. Now, good defensive play by the Seawolves. They get the puck out of the zone. And that line will go for a change, but the puck did not get all the way down. We may have a 2-on-1 coming in. Kick to the corner by Wilms. O'Hare. Nice job to get around Shirting. And almost got another shot. And a save by Wilms as Navy finally gets a couple of shots right in a row that Wilms had to be ready for.
Yeah, Vandenberg's initial shot was a little bit weak, but then things got a little bit convoluted right there in front of the crease as nobody could control the puck. And I think you saw Harrigan right there looking to bat that puck right in there, and Wilms comes up big with the save.
Right now, Navy is matching Stony Brook's energy level, but they're not getting as many offensive opportunities, so Wilms has to stay mentally sharp in the net. Nice pass out into the slot and lost off of the stick. Now this is Satola breaking out with DeFeo. DeFeo, and a shot was deflected wide into the wall as Satola's banged to the wall. Kasha with a shot and a pass to DeFeo, who just fanned on an open net. Another one.
All he had to do was just tap it in and missed it.
This is DeFeo now, loses control. Nice tap in front by Satola, just over the top. Not enough to get past Troniger. Solello now battling hard as you can really see the intensity level picking up here. Now it's a 3-on-2 possibly for Navy. They just dump in and change as 2 forecheckers go in for Navy. Kasha on it for the Seawolves as he wins that battle. He picks a puck up. Through the neutral zone comes Kasha as DeFeo goes for a change and a new line comes on. In on the forecheck is Kasha. Back out to Cartwright in the neutral zone. Over to Wasowski as he'll just fire off the wall to get it in. Bozer, the chase. Chased down by Crockett, who's got it on his stick, on his backhand. Crockett turns and spins, looking for Wasowski. Back to the point to Hefferon, but a nice defensive play. Head-up awareness there by number 29 for Navy, who gets that puck.
Yeah, 29 is Beck tonight. And looking at this Navy team right now, they're a team that they're gaining confidence because they're going stride for stride with the Seawolves right now.
Yeah.
And the talent may not be there equally, but you have a team that's confident. That's something that Soderbergh has to adjust to knock them down a peg.
But Seawolves have to definitely start getting more shots and stopping at the line, at the goal line, crowding the net and trying for those open net opportunities because Troniger's making that first save. But what's happening is the rebounds are bouncing right in front of them.
There have been a lot of juicy rebounds that right now you could see we'd be looking at a 3-0 game.
All right,
where you had DeFeo miss, you had Lizaldi miss, open net chances.
All right, we got Gervaisi, Stemke, and Boudreau, the fourth line for the Seawolves, as this is Miller through the neutral zone, back onto Gervaisi's stick. He tries to poke it past Matsol, but it could not. Now coming down left wing is O'Hare. He dumps in behind the Stony Brook net. Miller back to get it along with Rouleau for Navy. Back around the wall. Vandenberg digs hard against Heffernan. Miller and Heffernan. And this puck just squirts right out in front. Seawolves having a heck of a time with that one line, that number one line for Navy. Yeah, they don't really have their best defensive pairing up against them on this shift, and that's going to hurt. That great pass over the middle now. Oh, and a good play by Heffernan to take that off the stick.
Yeah, Harrigan had a one-on-one opportunity with Wilms. Heffernan just poked the stick out to make that key defensive play. So we're going to watch it here. Here's the outlet pass to Harrigan, who had to step on Heffernan. Heffernan just throws his stick in front and pokes the puck into the corner.
He got it on. Yeah, good play by Heffernan to prevent that shot from getting off. And right now, Navy is. I think Navy's frustrating the Seawolves a little bit. I think the Seawolves are have the advantage on the shots. Nothing to show for it just yet.
And what we've been seeing earlier this season is that sometimes when the Seawolves have a little bit of adversity, they don't know how to adapt to it. And that's something they have to fix early on.
Oh, another wraparound, and again, Underhill just skating around, stop at the goal line, and all he has to do is tap it in. Lots of opportunities for the Seawolves, just a little bit of puck bouncing and not the best of luck as far as location.
Yeah, because they're doing really well in cycling the puck around the offensive zone.
And you see some of these guys. You see some of these guys doing a little bit way too much as that puck bounced off the wall, came right through our broadcast booth, and I think it might have nailed somebody in the stands. Wow.
Yeah, it ricocheted off this part of the wall here and bounced off the bar here, nearly hit some of the equipment and into the stands.
Oh, there's your goal! Frank Sherding on the screen for the point, winds and shoots and puts it in, and that gives the Stony Brook Seawolves a 1-0 lead. That puck had eyes, and again, for the hard effort, the Seawolves get some reward.
Yeah, effort is going to be one of the biggest things that the Seawolves need to do right now. Big play there by Sherding.
27-90.
It's Total get credit for the assist. Here's the play. Total gets that face out to him, and Sherding just winds and fires. And you could almost get the case that it skipped off of DeFeo's leg, but then when you watch that just went right through. Nothing that anybody could have done. Trunninger had no chance.
All right, Seawolves dump in behind the net, picked up by Navy. And up to the neutral zone comes Navy. Kick back, Satola to the D. Colello, he's nailed against the wall. The puck goes out.
Seawolves goal. Score number 27, Frank.
And we're watching that replay one more time, and that just went right over the glove. And that was perfectly placed through a good screen by Satola and DeFeo, giving Sherding the chance for the goal.
Now we'll see if this helps the Seawolves get their game and their legs moving, and maybe it'll push Navy a little harder, create more opportunities. It's Kosha with the puck. Kasha sends it deep down to Osaski, leaves it for Crockett, who makes it behind the net. Up the wall to Cartwright. Cartwright controls it, sends it to the net, deflected by Osaski. Good play by Trunninger to punch it to the corner. Osaski in the corner with the puck. Makes a nice spin move. Comes out. He's got Bozer. Oh, and Bozer's decked over the top of Trunninger.
There was a big scramble for the puck. Trunninger got there first and jumped on top of the puck, and then Bozer goes right over the top. So we're starting to see a lot more play in the offensive zone, and Navy's kind of had to scramble a little bit. Trunninger's still stepping up to the occasion, and he's made some smart plays puck handling wise, poking pucks away from sticks.
All right, on the faceoff, picked up by Osaski for the Seawolves. He's got it on his stick, trying to get it to the net. It's too much, way too crowded there. Bozer up to the point to Cartwright. He'll just throw it back down the wall behind the net. Seawolves trying to make some plays behind the net is probably a smart move, because that front is all jammed up.
Yeah, the corners and behind the net have been open. They haven't been able to dictate anything in the slot, so until they can open up the slot, they have to play the corners.
Kosha going in to get that puck, and now it's dumped out all the way down. This will be an icing back into the Seawolves zone. And Navy will have to keep their 5 on the ice. Down to 6:27 to go in the first period. The Stony Brook Seawolves up by the count of 1-0 on the U.S. Naval Academy. You're watching Seawolves Hockey Live. Andy Mignani along with Andy Sukoff. Trevor behind the controls. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Face off to the right of Trunninger. Stemke back for the Seawolves as this goes all the way around the wall. Picked up by Vandenberg. And he'll get it across to Matsol. Matsol back to Vandenberg. He's watched by Boudreau in the neutral zone. Good stand-up check by Boudreau. And this is dumped all the way down into the Seawolves zone. Miller back to get it for the Seawolves. He just winds it around the wall. Didn't get it out. Picked up by Gervaisi. Getting it back to Miller. Miller will control behind the net and look up at Boudreau. Boudreau's pass across the neutral zone. Comes Gervaisi with speed. He's got Stemke with him. Gervaisi winds and shoots wide.
Stemke
kept in. Stemke now chasing it down for the Seawolves, and he takes a spill. He'll pick it back up now, make a move, and he'll get dumped. Knocked down by Huey. And this is now controlled by, this is Day. Day back over to Huey. And sending it back on over to Kane. Back to Day. Over to Huey, trying to get it up to Huey, but good play by Underhill, keeping that puck in. Lizaldi's all alone in front of the net. And
Hall
Hall
tried one too many moves there.
couldn't get it to him. He was just in no man's land with that stick being stretched out. Back down to Lizaldi over to Underhill, who kicks it in. Lizaldi kicked that pass over to Underhill, who fired it in and trying to go ahead. No chance.
No, that's those one-timers that you love to see. And a good puck movement there by the Seawolves, getting that second goal.
And I think the Seawolves had a mismatch
7-27
against that D for Navy. They were out there probably against their third D pairing, or maybe a tired D pairing is more like it. They probably wanted to get off the ice. But let's watch this one again. Face off by the Seawolves, and we'll get to the replay. We'll show it again, but it was a really nice play. And this will go all the way down. They're waving it off to say that the player could have played the puck, but I don't know how that's possible. Around the wall it goes. Picked up by Underhill. Nice pass to the neutral zone. Lizaldi. Underhill with the goal. Shirting and Lizaldi will get the assist on it. Nice touch pass by Underhill. Seawolves trying to use some skill level here. We got an offside. Trying to do some touch passing, which is kind of a way you can beat the defenders by not having to settle down a pass. Touch pass those, make touch passes, and you can move the puck quickly.
Yeah, and that's what the Seawolves need to do, because Navy has some speed that they've been able to keep up. So if they can do the touch passes, get past the line of defense, they're going to have a lot of odd man rush opportunities.
All right. Seawolves doing much better job in the neutral zone now. This is Kalilo with the puck on a backhander, trying to get it back to DeFeo. Actually tried to get it through his legs, but it was blocked. Back behind the net. Controlling it is Navy. Losing it now. Picked up by Seawolves. Kalilo with a shot. Pad saved by Troniger, as Navy's having some difficulty now as the Stony Brook Seawolves are coming hard on the forecheck. Kalilo from a pass from Satola did not work. And this is Navy up through the neutral zone. Wide pass to Vandenberg. Stops, shoots, blocked down by Gilbert, picked up by Kalilo. Kalilo up to DeFeo, and squeezed off was Kalilo. Picked back up by Navy. This is O'Hare coming in. They're trying to make a move, but nice play there defensively by Gilbert. And Sherding picks it up. Now this is Satola. 2-on-1 with DeFeo. Now Satola pulls up as Navy came back with numbers. Picked up by Kalilo, who has it now back to DeFeo and back to, and now it's turned over to McCain, who will carry up for Navy. Cartwright back to get it for the Seawolves. Reverse pass to Kasha. Back to Cartwright. And the Seawolves are doing an excellent job on the defensive side. Defense working together, trying to get pucks out without getting stuck on that forecheck by Navy, who's coming in too hard all the time. They're coming in 2-1-2 and pressing the Seawolves when they can. Soski for the Seawolves controls it in the Navy end. Pinched off was Crockett. And now he'll battle, try to get that loose puck, and it is picked up by the Seawolves. And so Soski over to Bozer, trying to get it back to Crockett. And Crockett trying to get one to Kowalski for a one-timer, and it sailed high.
Kowalski had the chance
turns
there.
and shoots. Oh, and there's another goal here. Ossowski turned, got a pass, and I believe it was Crockett who took it to the net and got it in.
Looked like Crockett from Ossowski. We see that there. Ossowski was sitting right in front of the net, got the initial shot off, and then Crockett was sitting there and just pounded it in.
And
13-11-75.
Seawolves up by the count of 3-0 now on 11 shots. Face off center ice. Crockett's still out there with Bozer and Ossowski. This is Heffernan. Heffernan to the neutral zone. Crockett off his stick. Down in the zone. Picked up by Matzold all the way around. through the neutral zone by Mance. Chasing it down. Good forechecking. Who's that? This is Osowski coming through the neutral zone, jumping the puck in deep. He'll go off for a change. Stick around after the first period. Andy Sukoff will have a quick chat with Coach Garofalo of the Seawolves, and we'll bring that to you right at the end of the first period. And that puck bounces off of Efferin and into the stands, and we'll face off inside the Seawolves zone as we get down to the last 1:22 to go in the first period. Face off to the left of Wilms. We've hardly even called his name tonight. And won by Navy. Picked up by Satola, then he loses it. Now it's picked up again by Stony Brook and turned back over. As Bishop battles hard in the neutral zone with that puck. Now back into the Seawolves zone, picked up by Gilbert. Gilbert will send it up to Bishop. Bishop off the wall in the neutral zone. Down to a minute to go. Up into the neutral zone, picked up by Gilbert. Gilbert will carry it in and carries deep. He'll control, sending it over to Gervaisi, and Gervaisi was checked off the play. Gilbert still battling, keeping that puck in deep. Now it squirts out to the neutral zone, and Stemke will pick it up for the Seawolves now, coming in 2-on-2. He's got Gervaisi, and good play defensively by Day to take Gilbert off, to take the puck away. This is Bishop who picks the puck up as Navy goes for a change in the neutral zone. This is Bishop, break it to the net, it cuts in, he shoots, and a save by Treniger. Nice play by Bishop, bringing that puck all the way across the net. Back out in front, Lizaldi. He loses it. But Stemke shoots, he scores! And the Seawolves with 1.4 seconds make it 4-0. 7.4, sorry. It's just the want to put that puck in the net. And right now, Seawolves are on their way. This is a game that they've got to win. We talked about winning it big and sending the message that, you know, the Seawolves are a team this year that's hungry for nationals and for a championship. And that's the end of the first period with the score. The Stony Brook Seawolves 4, U.S. Naval Academy nothing. Shots on goal through the first period. 14 for the Seawolves, 4 for the Naval Academy. We're going to kick it down to Andy Sukoff, who will have a few words with Coach Garofalo. Andy, take it away.
Number 17, J.T. Hall. Time of play, 7 seconds remaining. That's Stemke from Lizaldi and Hall with 7 seconds remaining. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're between periods 1 and 2. And please welcome all the Ice Girls back to the ice, Erin and Natalie. And they don't come empty-handed. They've got gifts to give, but you gotta earn them, so make some noise!
All right, Andy, thanks very much, folks. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back for the start of the second period. You're watching Seawolves Hockey Live.
Aztec Photos is the action sports event photography service for Stony Brook hockey. Visit aztecphotos.com, then click on the sports link to view Stony Brook hockey galleries by year. Visit aztecphotos.com.
Welcome back to Seawolves Hockey Live, everyone. Andy Mignani, Andy Sukoff, and Andy, take us through the second period scoring.
Well, after the first period, the score is 4-0 Stony Brook. Frank Sheridan opening the scoring with a wicked slap shot from the near point off the faceoff from Satola with about 8 minutes to go in the first. Tyler Underhill scored on a one-timer from Jesse Lizaldi, and Sheridan getting an assist. The third goal with about 2:20 to go in the first, scored by Matt Crockett from Azowski and Kasha. And then with 7 seconds to go, Chris Stemke finishes the scoring of the first period from Lizaldi and Hall. So everybody's getting involved in the scoring here. No penalties to report. 14-4 the shot total in favor of the Seawolves. And really after the first 5 minutes or so, it was all Seawolves. The first 5 minutes of the game, Navy was really getting in there. They were forcing a lot of bad passes, getting into the defensive zone, and making plays happen. As we're going to take a look at some of the replays here from the first period. This is the Stemke goal here. As we watch Stemke right in the slide, nobody on him, and the puck comes right out from Lizaldi, goes right through.
Yeah, got it through the wickets.
So what Coach Garofalo was saying at the end of the period, now what they have to do, stay out of the box.
Right, no penalties, keep it crisp, keep it fast. 4 goals was a nice first period. Just keep the pedal down and keep coming with it. Don't back down. Don't take the pedal off. Seawolves are notoriously a fast-starting team, and then tends to maybe take that pedal off a little bit in the second period.
Yeah, the second period at home, especially, has not been kind to the Seawolves. See if that stops here.
All right, Hall on the draw for the Seawolves. He gets rammed right for the faceoff, carried in by Underhill. He'll fire it all the way around the glove down by Trunigers. It must have hit the boards and bounced back to him. Faceoff will be in the Navy zone. Seawolves out there with JT Hall, Lizaldi, Underhill, Miller, and Heffernan. And out there for Navy is Lalo, O'Hare, and Vandenberg. Puck behind the net. Lizaldi trying to get it to the front. Knocked down by the defenseman, Mance. Picked up by Hall, who'll just backhand it to Underhill, get it down to Lizaldi. And these three guys are really starting to find themselves on the ice.
Yeah, this line has got a lot of chemistry together as we watch Hall and Underhill out there especially. They know how to move the puck and make plays happen.
Now Underhill with the puck up back to the point to Miller, who just wristed it to the net for deflection for Lizaldi, who just missed. Kind of a set play perhaps. Seawolves trying to keep that puck in and pushed out by Navy.
Yeah, Heffernan pinched in, and luckily Hall was behind him. But that could have been a potential bad play where Navy could have converted.
In the neutral zone, this is Kalilo. The hit puck bounces off his stick. Miller will get it, and now he'll just dump further into the Navy zone. Lizaldi a little slow getting to the bench. Wondering if he's okay. Puck bounce to the neutral zone. Picked up by Kane. Kane then loses it to Heffernan. Heffernan winds it around the wall, but nobody at the wall for the Seawolves. Shot right on from the point, saved by Wilms. Heffernan has the puck, gets it up to DeFeo. DeFeo's pinched down immediately. Now comes the forecheck by Navy, and winning some of these loose puck battles. And that puck is loose in front as Wilms fights for it. And Heffernan takes down Kane, who is just going crazy with his stick, trying to bat past Wilms, and I guess Heffernan just had enough.
Yeah, and that was that was also a play where Sotolo was waiting for the puck right at the crease, and in went Kane, undercut him, took the puck, and that's what forced him. That forced Heffernan to try and shove him out of there. Because then Kane got past Sotolo and started batting away, so even after Wilms had gotten over the puck.
Seawolves change up their D and come out with Gilbert and Sherding. And around the wall to Kalilo. Kalilo will hoist it through the neutral zone, past the defender. Now Sotolo with a 2-on-1 with DeFeo. Sotolo to DeFeo off the stick. Couldn't make a clean pass as it was defended well. We got a whistle here, probably the net off the moorings.
Yeah, it was a sliding Chris Day who stopped the pass from Sotolo to DeFeo.
Yeah, nice play defensively. Face-off will be in the Navy zone to the left of Treniger, and it will be Sotolo on the draw against 22. That's Gliniger. Shot was deflected into the back of the net. Now it's pot in front, and a shot by the Seawolves. It looked like DeFeo got a shot, but it was knocked down by Treniger. Kalila went on the forecheck. Gilbert pinching in. Sotolo backing up. Sunnybrook D. Kalilo now with a pass from DeFeo. Fires a wrist shot. Glove saved. Glove down by Treniger. Could not hold it. And now the puck on the near wall. Picked up by Navy. Up to the neutral zone is Pinedo. He'll dump and change. Held up by Wilms for Sherding. Sherding will send it up the wall to DeFeo. DeFeo has Kalilo break in. Kalilo has Sotolo break in, but he could not get a shot off. Gilbert will send it down to Sotolo. And Sotolo gets dumped. Now back up. DeFeo battling down low against 3 Navy players. Doing a heck of a job, DeFeo.
Yeah, one on 3 generally will not work, but DeFeo made that work against 3 midshipmen as he's going to go off the ice, keeping the play in the offensive zone and giving his teammates a chance to make something happen.
Navy trying to make a play on a hoist in the middle and picked off by Kowalski as he gets the puck deep. Now Bozer out there. Bozer and Kowalski got some good speed on that ice. Picked up by Kowalski. Turns, fakes, and shoots. Taking that pass back to the point and turning, shooting. Trying to go with the save. Oh, and a nice opportunity there. Trying to get Bozer for the tap-in. Defended well by Matzold.
Yeah, Zowski got that nice turnaround wrister that nearly caught Truninger off guard.
Back to the point to Cartwright. Over to Kosher. Kosher back to Cartwright. Cartwright looking for that pass. He's got, nice backhanded by Osowski. He saw Osowski high in the slot. Instead of taking the shot, it was a nice play by Cartwright. Good vision. Here's Bozer. And Bozer trying to get it to Osowski. And another good defensive play.
In a situation like that, Bozer's got to take that shot as he had a sliding midshipman coming over, stopping the pass, anticipating pass. And that's one you got to make an on-the-fly adjustment and take that quick shot.
All right, puck out of play. We'll take a face-off in the naval zone. And be face-off to the left of Truniger at 16:02 left to go in the second period. Stony Brook up by 4-0. Gervaisi out there for the draw with Stemke. And there's a med update. We've got a med update. It's all tied up at 1. Bottom of the 5th.
And in the bottom of the 4th, the Mets had a chance with right on second and Darno up with 2 outs. And he popped it up into a triangle of Rizzo, I think Baez, and Soler. And Soler came down with it.
All right, face off to the left of Truniger. Cartwright with the puck, back to the point. Kosher with the shot, he scores! What a blast! Kosher puts that puck high, top corner, stick side.
So now 5-0 here early in the second. Nice shot there by Kosher.
He's got a wicked slap shot. He puts all his strength behind that shot. He gets every bit.
We saw it. Yes, we saw it 2 weeks ago when you or I came in here. He was making some things happen.
Cartwright, he makes the fake pass, the shot, and fake shot, gets the pass over to Kosher. He just buries it with a blast. Boudreau now gets hoisted and stick goes flying. This puck in the neutral zone as Boudreau just goes off. Gervaisi out there still with his group, and they start to go for a change now.
Seawolves hold. Scored by number 75, Ostia. Assisted by number 77, Chris Stepke. Time of the goal, 15
Seawolves starting to use that speed a little bit more and more as the game goes on here.
Yeah,
realizing that they have that speed advantage.
And we were talking about at the beginning of the period, don't let them step on their necks. We're going to watch the replay here. It's Gervaisi out to Cartwright at the faceoff, and Kasha with the slap shot from the point. There was nothing that
I don't think anybody touched it either. I think it went right in. Faceoff to the right of Truniger, who is seeing a lot of rubber tonight so far. Only not even midway through the second period yet. So, and he played an outstanding first 10 minutes of the game.
He did. He was standing on his head and making sure that Navy didn't fall too far behind. But now the Seawolves are getting their legs on their own.
Oh, JT Hall's met in the neutral zone by Tyler Haig, and I think Haig got the worst of that one.
Well, they both just stood each other up, and Haig with
down low. This is Lizaldi trying to get it back. Too much passing there. Nice hit by Underhill on the wall as Lizaldi back to get it. I like the passing, but sometimes you got to shoot. And Lizaldi takes the shot now, and a rebound. Oh, just off the stick of Underhill.
Yeah, it was also Truninger looked like he got the blade of his stick out just to poke it away just enough.
Back to the point to Miller. Miller will get it over to Bishop, who'll just fire it in deep into the corner. Back to the point. Miller fires a wrist shot, looking for a deflection into the corner, and picked up by Navy as they just hoisted through the neutral zone, trying to get a breakout. And Hall was unable to get a stick on that one, but they waved the icing off. Back up the wall is Satola, who throws it down to Kalilo. Past him, picked up by Sears. And Sears will fire it all the way down. This is going to be icing.
And the Seawolves catch a bit of a break there because Hall did not touch that puck.
Yeah, I didn't see him touch it, so I don't know whether the referee made an indication that he did.
That puck just went straight through. As Hall had his stick lifted when the puck got in the vicinity.
Face off to the left of Truniger. Satola on the draw for the Seawolves. Up against Turk. Back to Gilbert. And his shot was deflected into the rafters.
That shot deflected by Jablonski over Gilbert's stick. Gilbert looking to have a more offensive output this season. And that shot from the point is something that he can use to his advantage. We've seen Kasha do it. We've seen Shirting do it today. The defense is getting really involved in the scoring aspect of this game.
All right, face off to the left of Truniger. One back by Navy. Pinching in is Shirting. And it's just past him out into the neutral zone. Picked up by Shirting. No control. Gets it over to Satola in the zone now. Satola trying to get it to Kalilo. And off his stick. Winds and shooting his front. DeFeo hits the post. He just wound and took the shot. And
you can hear that up here.
Hit the post. It didn't miss by much, obviously. Navy coming down left wing. Winds and shoots, and it's wide. Back to the point, and fired high into the corner. Picked up by Gilbert. He'll just hoist back into the neutral zone. Just under the rafters. Good job getting that puck out of harm's way.
That home run pass nearly working out for Colello.
Picked up by Shirting. Back over to Gilbert. And in the neutral zone with speed. Oh, Kalilo may have had a step on O'Hare, but he decided to deke rather than go straight. Back up the wall. Gilbert. And that pass comes across to O'Hare. He's looking for a rink-wide pass to Lalo. Trying to get over to Vandenberg. Vandenberg's shot deflected by Gilbert to the corner.
And this is a testament to the Seawolves defense right now. We're about midway through this period, midway through this game even, and Navy has only 5 shots on goal.
This is Satola now racing through the neutral zone. He's got Bozer with him. Gets it to Bozer with a tap. Oh, and a save by Truniger anticipating that play. Back to the point to Shirting. Fires it on a flying Crockett off the bench and off his stick. Back to the neutral zone. Cartwright sends it right back in. And Olszewski in to get it against Yui. Yui sends it around the wall. And Yui's got it again. He'll go back to his D partner and they'll try again. He'll just wing it up the wall looking for an out. There's no icing here as the Navy player was ahead of the Seawolf player.
Yeah, Lulo had at least a step on Cartwright right there.
Oh, there's a goal. It's a bad goal. It went off one of the defenders coming back. It hit off a leg, and there you go. Navy's on the board, 5-1, as they have their first goal of the night on a play here that just goes off of. It looked like it went off of Crockett.
Yeah, as we look at it again, it just kind of kicked off and went right past.
Yeah.
Right past Wilms.
Gotta be careful of those types of plays. That was not anything Wilms could do anything about. So Navy's on the board. And Heffernan now with the puck. And Stemke will dump in. Boudreau on the forecheck, going hard against Pinedo. And Pinedo comes away with it. Back behind the net. Heffernan, good job controlling that puck in the neutral zone.
And for Lulo, that's his 3rd goal of the season. Gives him 6 points on the year. As Navy plays their 9th game. So he's among their top scorers. And that's a goal that they needed to get to try and to ensure that this doesn't become a total runaway.
Face off to the left of Wilms. This is a loose puck. And it's shoveled to the corner. Boudreau fires it out, but not out of the Stony Brook zone. Shot right on, saved by Wilms with the pad. Kind of through a screen, but good positioning. Now this shot right out in front. And now up into the rafters as Navy starts to put some pressure on the Seawolves' 4th line.
And sometimes getting that first goal starts putting the team together, gets things in sync.
Gets them going, yes, absolutely.
Now we're going to see if they can cycle the puck around in the defensive zone like Stony Brook was doing to them, seemingly at will.
All right, face off to the right of Wilms. All right, all the way around the wall. This is Heffernan. And fired back into the corner as Miller will get it for the Seawolves. He was lined up and avoided that check, but man, that could have been a charging call. I think we're going to have one.
We're gonna have something.
I think we're going to have something here. We're going to have our first penalty of the game.
And Gervaisi's getting a little heated there with.
Yeah, somebody was coming hot and heavy.
Like Metzdorf.
Hot and heavy there, and we'll get an update on the Mets game, and we've got a 2-1 score now as the Mets have gone ahead.
Yeah, Boudreau's going to go off.
Actually, it's on Boudreau, probably in the retaliation for the big check that came and missed. So, face-off won by the Seawolves is now Navy's on the power play. Last week, the Seawolves gave up 4 power play goals in their defeat to Lebanon Valley. Shot from the point. Rebound, low shot, wide. Out to the neutral zone. Chased down by Lizaldi. Good job of Lizaldi on the forecheck. Carried in by Navy. Back to the point. Picked up by Givens. Givens had the puck. He lost it. Now he gets it back. Seawolves caught a little short-handed down here. Shot right on. Saved by Wilms. Loose puck. And Seawolves get it out of harm's way. Shot actually right on goal by Lizaldi. We've down to 1 minute to go in the man advantage for Navy. Picked up by Mats now.
The Seawolves penalty kill has been very effective in keeping the puck away from Wilms. Just one chance thus far.
Yeah, Sherding was trying to get that puck around the wall to Gilbert, but didn't get it there. Sherding now battling. Gets two Navy men. Back out to Gilbert. Through the neutral zone comes Gilbert. He'll just throw all the way down.
The Seawolves get a change that they really needed. Is Hull, Underhill, Gilbert had been out there for quite a while.
25 seconds to go in the PK for Stony Brook, who's up by the score of 5-1. Fired in by Navy. Around to get it. Sherding actually let that puck go. Shot right on, saved by Wilms. Tough angle. Shot down, blocked it down by Miller. Miller trying to golf it out. Couldn't get it out. Now picked up by Crockett, who's battling hard to get that puck out. We're all even up now. This is Underhill breaking down on right wing, and he's held up nicely by Mance. Colillo down to get it now for the Seawolves. Crockett Crockett controls the puck, trying to get it to the net. Back behind the net, all the way up to the point to Miller. Miller will fire it down into the corner. And picked up by Navy. This is Harrigan. Harrigan's pass is deflected up into the stands. We've had a lot of pucks in the...
A lot of error pucks that have been getting very close to hitting people.
A lot of pucks in the stands tonight.
I think all of last year, I think maybe we had one. And in this game alone, we've had two.
Yeah. All right, the faceoff will be in the neutral zone. Sotolo will take it for the Seawolves, and he'll go up against Liniger. Puck is loose, picked up by DeFeo. Behind the net to Kalilo. Oh, and just missed. Good defensive play. Day may have gotten the stick. And there's a 2-on-1 potential for Navy. Shot right on, saved by Wilms.
He just sits there and watches that shot come through. And there was nobody in front of him screening him, so Wilms had an easy time just watching that right into his chest.
All right, faceoff will be to the right of Wilms. We're down to 7:49 left to go. 5-1 Stony Brook. Bishop up to DeFeo. DeFeo trying to get it up the wall, just knocked right back by Navy. Picked up by Navy now, throwing it toward the net. Oh! Nice play by Kalilo, moving that puck. Kalilo coming down now on left wing. He's got Sotolo with him. Sotolo breaking in, and he's hooked down. We're going to have a penalty. Could be a penalty shot because he never really got a clear shot, but I think it's going to call a hook on that play. And clearly could have been a penalty shot.
Yeah, that could go either way because he was clearly obstructed on a breakaway. But getting the power play is just as good, and this is a big chance here for the Seawolves. Their power play is a little bit up and down. They're very streaky. So this is one of the times they want to get that hot streak going.
And this is where you want to get one because right now the play has been kind of one-sided with Navy. Picked up by the Seawolves, Kosher with the puck. He's got the only goal for the Seawolves in this period. Over to Gilbert, off the mark. Gilbert will control it though. Picks it back up, gets it down to Crockett. He get it over. Crockett will get it back, fires it on goal, and a save by Truniger. Huey's in the penalty box for 2 minutes hooking. This is Kasha with the puck up the wall to Satola. Back to Kasha. Kasha up to Gilbert now. Trying to get it toward the net and it'll be gloved down and saved by Truniger.
Smart play there by Truniger. Get the whistle as Satola was coming right in on him. That puck was still sitting there. Truniger hadn't gotten his glove on it yet. That's a simple pull the puck away and have a quality chance.
Navy changes. Stony Brook keeps their 5 on. Down to 1:21 left to go in the man advantage. Satola on the draw for the Seawolves. He's going up against number 17. Sorry, I don't have his number. Picked up by Gilbert. Fakes the shot off the wall. Down to DeFeo. DeFeo to Crockett. Crockett back to DeFeo. Controlling on the wall. Back up to Gilbert. Gilbert controls. Back over to DeFeo. DeFeo loses it. Gilbert. Nice pass.
Smart
Try
pass.
to get it back using his backhander. Kasha with the puck now.
That was very smart because Navy had a chance for a 2-on-1 if Gilbert didn't make that play.
Now they'll change it up. Seawolves will change up as Kasha gets the puck from Gilbert as the new 5 come on for the Seawolves. And that puck's bashed all the way back down. Down to the last 40 seconds in the man advantage for the Seawolves. They really don't have any shots.
No, they haven't had any kind of quality chances right now.
Up the wall, and pass gets through. It's a 2-on-1 if they hurry. This is Osaski over to Underhill, fires it over the top of the net. It was wide open.
Yeah, they had a 4-on-2 there as Underhill came in through the slot.
All right, caught right down low, trying to get it to Underhill, but JT Hall let it go through. JT Hall picks it back up, down to the last 12. This is Hall, walking in, fires! Save by Truniger, who's really done a good job in this group of 5 here. As the man advantage is now up. We're all even up. Sosowski through the neutral zone with speed. Loses the handle on it. As Stony Brook's D was actually joining the play, they are lucky that puck turned back over. Nice play by Hall to get it to Cartwright. As the Seawolves have to definitely keep skating, because what's happening is you can watch what Navy's doing, and they're just missing on some plays. The unit of 5 is staying so close together that they can literally be up the ice. Oh, and a nice play here as Boudreau missed an opportunity as the Seawolves were setting up something nice in the Navy zone.
Yeah, there's been a lot of open ice that the Seawolves are looking to exploit, and with Navy pinching in on the puck carrier, that leaves for a lot of chances for good passes and a lot of assists.
Gervaisi fires in as the fourth line for the Seawolves are on the ice now. Stempe, Gervaisi, Heffernan is on D along with Boudreau. Boudreau trying to get that puck around Vandenberg. It could not. Stemke on the forecheck. Vandenberg trying to punch it up. Good job by Heffernan not to let that happen. Picked up by Stemke now. Stemke making a nice move. Oh, and almost. Good play defensively. Mance, he was almost around him. Mance got a piece of him to slow him down.
Yeah. And Stemke's a big guy, so watching Mance, we're going to watch it here. Here's the 4-on-2 here on the power play. Here comes Hall, and there's Underhill coming right unnoticed in the slot.
Lots of options. Underhill actually had JT Hall. If he would have passed that puck back to Hall, Hall would have buried it. The net would have been wide open.
Yeah,
because you could see Truniger was playing Underhill all the way.
I was saying Underhill still had a good chunk of net to shoot at going stick high. But that's where he was looking, and he flipped it over.
Nice play here. Good takeaway by the Seawolves as that forecheck starts to come in here. As I notice what Navy's doing, I see the Seawolves starting to do the same thing. They're also starting to bunch their 5 together as well, which makes, look at that play by Bozer. Oh, just incredible speed
very smart.
and skills.
Yeah.
Jumping over that player and keeping that puck in. Osowski now with the puck along the wall. Puck's loose, picked up by Davey. Seawolves coming in hard on that forecheck. Not giving him much to get out. Heffern's going to pinch here. Keep that puck in. Picked up by Navy now. Hoisted back out into the neutral zone. They're looking to get off. They want to change.
They're both
Tipped back in by Bozer. Doing a good job keeping this Navy squad on the ice. Now Osowski falls down. He keeps the puck in.
Osowski's having a couple problems in this game. He's fallen down a few times in this period with nobody around him.
All right, the Seawolves are actually going to go for a change. They keep dumping the puck in the Navy zone. Navy can't get off. They're going to have to do one of two things, is get one guy off at a time. Bounced in off the wall. And Navy's trying to make a home run play here to get the puck at least down into the Seawolves zone so they can get off.
And that's exactly what they just did. They were able to get the puck into the Stony Brook zone long enough that they could make a change. Because that line had been out there for quite a while, and they were tired.
DeFeo now makes a nice play. This is Kalillo coming in, fires, blocker save. Going short side, but a save. Now this is Bishop, fires a low shot. Drew the screen, picked up by Truniger, made the save. To Kalillo, fires a high shot into the mask of Truniger. Navy 3-on-2 coming down, and they dump the puck in.
Truniger coming up big here late in the period, keeping this a 4-goal game.
This is the Seawolves coming out now, 3-on-2. 3-on-1. Oh, and they're offside.
Yeah, Colello was a stride ahead of DeFeo and Satola, and you could look at Colello's body language, and he knows that he had to hold up for an extra split second, and that would have been an odd man rush. And another quality chance, which we've seen many from the Seawolves, and especially that line in particular.
Just under 2 minutes to go in the second period. Face-off outside of neutral zone. JT Hall against Lillo, who has, and the weird rebound. Hall in! Strange carom off the boards, and great to JT Hall, but could not get that. Oh, not just deflection, just missed by Underhill. and then Truniger tried to grab Underhill and drag him down.
And it looked like Underhill was holding on to Truniger, trying to hold him up. And they both went down, knocked the net out the moorings.
But JT Hall with a glorious opportunity of that.
Yeah, that puck took a strange bounce off the boards. I think Truniger was still looking for it behind him, and the puck was sitting right out in the high slot, waiting for somebody to bang it in.
All right, face off in the neutral zone, and he'll do it again.
We have a score update from Citi Field in the middle of the sixth. It's 2-1. Mets still lead.
Face-off won back by Navy. Mance with the puck. And the neutral zone picked up by Lizaldi. Coming down on his off wing. And loses possession. Now picks it back up. Controls it. Goes it back behind the net to Underhill. And loses the handle on the puck. Yeah, there's lots of bad ice down there right now as the Stony Brook has done a good job chewing that ice. Oh, and a deflection off Lizaldi's skate. Just skidded wide. Picked back up by Hall. Nice pass over to Gilbert, who comes in, and the puck goes off his stick as that puck is not moving because the ice is so chewed.
That's one of those things that's great at the end of the period because that ice will be cleaned up in about 50 seconds.
And there's another shot on goal for Navy, 100 feet.
So that's the only way they're getting the shots in the last few minutes of this period. They have not been able to.
Oh, my. Look, another fortuitous goal. I don't know what was going on down low there with the puck with Gilbert. He was playing with the puck too long. And we
need to see that again because that's now 2 goals in that Navy
has scored. 2 bad goals where nobody from Navy has touched the puck.
Yeah, here has the puck here. And here comes Gilbert looking to poke it back through. And Wilms and Gilbert both hit the puck at the same time.
Yeah, I think Wilms might have been better off just gloving that puck. Now, 2 goals here, and a 4-goal lead is now a 3-goal lead. And the Seawolves better be careful here because, again, this is not their period. It's never been their period as long as I've been doing their games. No. All right, back to the point. Shot, save! Heffernan brought it all, and Truninger got every bit of it.
Yeah, like goals like that are ones that just make you scratch your head as a coach. Like, how does that happen? And here got in between Gilbert and Wilms, and maybe got enough of the puck to put it past Wilms.
Face off to the right of Truninger, picked up by Navy, and they control behind their net. Puck up the wall. Puck is put into the Seawolves zone. Heffernan going back. He's knocked off the puck. Picked up by Crockett. Crockett's off his stick. And that's it. That'll do it for the second period. With the score, the Stony Brook Seawolves 5 and U.S. Naval Academy 2. Shots on goal through 2 periods. 28 for the Seawolves, 13 for the Navy Academy. And 2 weird goals for the Navy Academy.
Yeah,
not even really shots on goal.
That is for sure. As we watch the O'Hare goal once again.
So, all right, folks, we're going to take a break, and we'll come back for the start of the third period. You're watching Seawolves Hockey Live. Seawolves Hockey Live, everyone. Andy Bignon along with Andy Seacoff. Andy, take us through those scores real quickly if you can.
All right, so there were 3 goals scored in the second period. The first one by Frank Kasha, assisted by Cartwright and Gervaisi, again off a face-off with 4 minutes into the second. About 4 minutes later, Trent Lulo of a bit of a fluky goal. That puck just kind of bounced into the corner and then off of Wilson's stick into the net. And then with 33 seconds left, again, another goal, exactly the same thing, off of Jack O'Hare's stick. Came out into the corner. Gilbert tried to clear it out. Wills looked like he was trying to push it into his glove, and O'Hare poked the stick in just enough to put it past him.
All right, as we get ready to start the third period. And here we go. Face-off won by the Seawolves, picked up by Miller. Throws it cross ice to Underhill. Coming down on left wing. Tried to make a move. Picked up by J.T. Hall, getting it to the net, but not in. Down low, back behind the net is Lizaldi. Lizaldi picks the puck up, throws it back behind the net to Underhill. Underhill controls the puck. Back up to the point to Miller. Crossover to Bishop, but off the mark. Bishop chasing in to keep that puck in deep. Back around the wall to Underhill. Underhill back behind the net. He's got Lizaldi breaking in. He had J.T. Hall, but the pass was too high. It elevated. Couldn't get a shot off. Bishop firing it back down to Hall. Loses it as it bounces off his stick. Good pressure here by the Seawolves. Again, nothing to show for it yet, but the pressure is good. Back behind the net to Underhill. Throws it back up the wall, back up to the point to Miller, who throws it on goal. And it's saved off the blocker into the netting by Trunninger. Seawolves 50 seconds plus inside the Navy zone. Couple of shots, nothing to show for it. Now comes Satola, Solillo, and DeFeo. Back to the point. Gilbert back to the point. Sherding with the shot. Hard shot. Stick save. Sherding sends another wrist shot to the net. Oh, and Kalillo knocked it down, trying to create the screen in front. Kalillo comes across with it. Picked up, trying to get it to Satola. Satola couldn't get his stick down in time.
It was a good stick lift there by Gil Givens, as Satola was right in close and had a great chance. Givens smartly gets the stick up and prevents Satola from getting any kind of shot off.
Solillo now carries the puck through the neutral zone, getting it past, and then it's offsides. He was trying to get it up to Satola, but Satola didn't see the puck. He'd already crossed the line. Navy going for a line change. Zell counter with Liniger on the draw for Navy.
And during the intermission, I actually found out who number 17 for Navy is. It's Steven Sabatini, who on our roster is wearing number 27, and we got confirmation will wear number 27 tomorrow.
All right, so Sabatini's 17. He's on the ice right now with Haig and Liniger. Face off Satola for the Seawolves. He's out there with DeFeo as Lizaldi comes off the ice. DeFeo, Solillo. Lizaldi was actually coming on the ice from the locker room. DeFeo coming in hard. Wins the battle. Picked up by LaFeo now. Trying to get it back to Satola, who rings it off the crossbar. And that backhander by Kalillo was gloved down by Trunninger. Seawolves bringing it, but again, nothing going in the net right now. 5-2.
We're going to watch a replay here. Here's the best from DeFeo. Satola gets it, rings off the crossbar, and Trunninger's not even looking until Kalillo hits that little lazy backhand that it kind of just looked like a rainbow shot that Trunninger hangs on to.
All right. Crockett on the draw for the Seawolves, and he'll lose it. Cartwright will pinch in and keep it in for the Seawolves. Down low, trying to get it back out to broken stick by Ossowski. He's trying to make a pass, and the stick snapped. Boudreau with a nice little play coming off the bench, keeping that puck in. This is Crockett. He'll spin and turn down to Boudreau, trying to get it out to somebody, but nobody was there.
He was looking for Crockett back in the slot. Crockett was turned around. Couldn't get to
Good
the puck.
defensive play by Cartwright, not letting O'Hare get through. Seawolves got to be careful. These pucks have squirt through these little tiny These goals that Navy have scored have not come from shots. They've just been muffed plays.
Yeah, it's basically just watching the puck kind of skip over a stick, and Williams just can't get enough on it to keep it out of the net.
Kosh's pass went over the stick of Bozer, and now they'll go for a line change. Puck all the way in the Seawolf zone. Oh, winding the shot. Oh, sailed high and wide by Harrigan. And Gervaisi knocks it off the glass to neutral zone, picked up by Navy. Seawolves just seem to be standing around, and some of them in that neutral zone area. This is Stemke now, controls it, trying to get it to Hall. And back into the Seawolf zone. Hefferon trying to get it to JT Hall, but it's not getting to his stick. Puck is not finding JT Hall tonight as well as it normally does. Through the neutral zone, nice defensive play, knocked down and creates the turnover. Shot. And Wilms did not save that puck. It seemed like it went off his stick. Off the stick, he didn't track it well. This is JT Hall to Hefferon's trailing on the play. He gets the shot off, but not with good back checking there effort by Navy. JT Hall with the puck. Cross-ice feed and a shot. Oh, and a save by Truniger, anticipating well on Gervaisi.
Yeah,
Gervaisi not letting that shot go through.
Gervaisi had the angle, too.
Heffernan with the shot. Rebound, and Truniger eats it up.
And you're talking about Hall not having the best night offensively. I think he might have heard you because he made a couple good plays there.
Yeah, he was kind of in the neutral zone area waiting for something to happen, and they were all standing around him. And, JT Hall could turn the Jets on in a heartbeat.
Yeah, like we were talking to Coach Garofalo before the game. He said, if you see that you're not doing well in your game, do something else until it gets to you. And don't try and bang your head against the wall until it comes.
Now JT Hall makes a nice play here. After Lizaldi was dumped carrying the puck in. This is Miller now going to risk the low shot. Pass off the stick of Lizaldi, and he turns and shoots. And again, off the stick of Lizaldi, just couldn't control that pass from Miller. It was a great pass. Underhill now with the shot, and it sails over the top of the net. Seawolves are having their way. They just can't bury the biscuit. And the shot by Underhill again, and saved by Truniger. Truniger keeping Navy in this game.
Yeah, Truniger making a couple of big saves here in the first few minutes of the period. And he's had to do that in every single period where he's had to make big saves on the outset and keep his team in the game. Right now, this is a 3-goal game, not exactly a blowout.
No, not at all. It's actually a very, very good game, but for the Seawolves, unfortunately, it's going to have not the best effects for the rankings because this is a team that they should be outscoring plenty.
Mm-hmm.
Credit Navy, they're playing a good, solid game and, keeping it close. This is Wilms.
Yeah, and you got to give Navy credit. After going down 4-0, they could have just rolled over, and they stuck with it.
This is Wilms. Yeah, and unfortunately for Wilms, he's not getting a lot of work. 14 shots, and those couple of goals that have gone in on him have actually kind of spooked him a little bit, where this period he's had a little bit of trouble tracking the puck. Face off outside in the neutral zone. Dumped back in by the Seawolves, controlled by Navy. And fired all the way in the Seawolves zone into the corner. Shirting back to get it, fires it high off the wall, which is something that the Seawolves really wanted to start to do to get that puck out, to take the pressure off, is the defense to get the pucks off the wall. Because what's happening, you see how Navy comes in with that forecheck, and although they're not big in size, they are big in heart. And they are really, really putting Stony Brook to the task. Their defense trying to get that puck out.
And I'll say this is the way they play out on the ice. Yeah, we got an update out of City Field. Bottom of the 7th, 3-1 Mets lead. So game one right now.
Face off to the right of Wilms. Shot right on, glove down by Wilms. He saw that one all the way.
Yeah, that one, nobody in front of him. Nobody's screening him. He just watched that right into the glove, like every good goalie will tell you.
Face off. We'll do it again, right to the right of Wilms. On the draw, be low for Navy. Satola for the Seawolves. And Seawolves win the draw, and Cartwright does win it. Satola trying to get it out, and now it's taken away. Picked back up by the Seawolves. It's a 3-on-1 break coming in. Satola Crossover to Sotolo. Oh, Colillo hit the post on a wide open net.
Colillo is going to want that one back. That pass worked out perfectly. He turned her out of his skates. And
I mean, that was a 3-on-1 tic-tac-toe Colillo's got to make.
Yeah, that's one that was drawn up perfectly and didn't convert.
Yeah, and like I said, the way that the Navy plays by that group of 5 is so quickly the turnovers happen that they were stuck in the offensive zone almost.
Yeah, as an example there, you had a 4-on-2 opportunity and got no shots.
Now we have a 3-on-1 coming back into the Stony Brook zone. Very slow forming 3-on-1.
Yeah, DeFeo and Cartwright were able to get back to even out the
Wilms
numbers.
makes the first save, and the second one almost squirted in. This game is starting to open up now. It's back and forth now. Right now, Navy controlling the puck in the Stony Brook zone, picked up by Kasha. Coming down left wing through the neutral zone. He'll dump all the way in and change.
This third period has been like a tug of war between the two teams. Each team has their swings of momentum going back and forth.
I mean, if you're just watching this game coming in now, you would never believe the shots at 35 to 16.
No, not at all. And you would have also had no idea if the scoreboard wasn't there. You would have thought this game was a lot closer than 5-2.
We have a penalty being called right now, and I think it's going to be on Navy. Looks like it's an elbowing call. And it looks like Kane will be going in for 2 minutes. This is going to give the Seawolves a power play opportunity here. Down to 12:25 to go in the third period, trying to get that 4-goal lead back. Faceoff will be to the left of Truniger, who has played outstanding. Faceoff one back to Cartwright. Cartwright in the slot area to Hall. Bounces high up in the air. We got a high stick call. Come outside the zone.
This is a defining moment here for the Seawolves. They can get a power play goal here. They can put this game away. A 4-goal lead in the third period is a big one to have. Yes, it's not the 6-goal lead that they would want.
We have Hall, Oshowski, and Underhill. This is Sherding carrying in for the Seawolves. Sherding, and he'll lose it on a stick check to Underhill. Gets it back to Hall. Hall back over to Cartwright. Cartwright controls. Down low to Underhill, trying to get him breaking, but it was off the stick. And picked up by Oshowski. Back to Underhill. Underhill trying to control the puck. Is being chased down. Back to the point to Cartwright. Back to Sherding. Sherding kick pass over to Hall. Back to Cartwright. Cartwright controls. Down low, picks up Underhill. Underhill with the puck, controls it over to Oshowski. Oshowski works and turns back to Underhill, loses it all. Didn't get the pass. Now he lost it. And Sherding will keep it in. This is Hall. He's got a player out in front, trying to get it in off the goaltender. Nice try, but no sell.
He had Oshowski sitting in the slot. He had Underhill right at the side of the net. Hall had a lot of options and went for the one that he thought was going to work best.
All right. This is Cartwright coming out with the puck. Up the wall, just past Satola, and picked back up by Hall. Hall gets it over to DeFeo. DeFeo with Sherding. Sherding walking in. Backhand pass. This is Crockett. Crockett walking in with the puck, making a move back behind the net. Seawolves have to set up. They've got to put somebody in front of that net to get those rebounds.
Yeah, because right now they're settling for the shot to the point, and they're all being blocked.
It's Sherding with the puck back over to Satola. Satola, cross-ice feed, over to Kasha. Shot, he scores! Kasha with the wrist shot.
That's his second of the game, and a big power play goal for the Seawolves to take a 6-2 lead.
Seawolves have two guys that can really bring the cannon, and one in Sherding and one in Kasha. And Kasha got the last tonight. Sherding got one tonight, and that was a hard wrist shot. As we watch this pass now, the fake shot by Sherding, and cross-ice fast from Satola right on the tape. And Kasha winds up, takes a shot, wrista, and just beats Treninger. And Stony Brook back with that 4-goal lead. Navy comes back with their number one line. And the Seawolves are out there with their fourth line. Bishop and Heffernan on defense. Stemke with the puck. Up feed to Boudreau. Boudreau breaking in. Oh, and just puck bounced off from Boudreau from the goalie. Gervaisi picks the puck up in the corner. Kicks it back. Boudreau digging hard behind the net. Nice play by Boudreau. Controls the puck in the corner. Fourth line doing a great job here.
And Stepke was calling for that pass right in the slot.
He
They
may
had
have
the
gotten
chance.
to him quicker. He would have had a shot. Gervaisi controls that puck. Now loses it. Big hit by Bishop. Catching Vandenberg with his head down.
Bud Vandenberg was able to stay up and not get knocked over.
He recovered. That puck goes high into the corner, knocked down by Navy. Then Navy comes up through the neutral zone. Big hit. Oh, Crockett throwing a big check. That's the second big check tonight on Haig.
Yeah, Crockett's had a nice game today. He had a goal in the first period, throwing his weight around here in the third. That's what you want to see. You want to see everybody on the team playing good two-way hockey.
And we're down to 9:35 left to go in the third period. Stony Brook up by 6-2. Shots on goal so far through 3. At this point, 36-16. Gilbert. Touch pass out to Crockett. Crockett's stick's being held and wasn't able to get the puck. But now Crockett's fighting back hard. Gets that puck deep. And Stony Brook wants that puck deep as far as they can get it and work behind that net. And keep control of that puck. Back to the point. This is Miller. Miller, wrist shot. It's deflected high into the netting.
We're seeing a lot of good puck movement here by the Seawolves midway through the third. And they're starting to get more and more quality chances and really not letting Navy establish anything, even in the neutral zone. The Seawolves are really dictating the tempo of play here in the third. And we've seen that in pretty much every game. The third period has belonged to the Seawolves.
All right, face-off won by Navy, picked up by Matzold, and he'll just hoist it all the way down. Icing is waved off because good skating legs there by Navy. And that's New York Mets are up by the count of 4-1. Bottom of the 7th inning. And this is Ossowski. Controlled by Miller, and he'll just dump all the way. And actually, that was Kasha who sent it all the way in. Picked up by Navy. Matzold through the neutral zone. And he'll dump in just wide of Wilms, but he'll push it down. Picked up by Cartwright to Underhill. Underhill pass to Lizaldi. Lizaldi's pass did not get through. It's back to Underhill in the neutral zone, back in the Seawolves zone. Lizaldi makes the tip. Coming in with the shot right on goal, and a goal here. Coming in was JT Hall. He took the shot, the rebound came back to him, and I don't know if it bounced off a Navy player that watched on a rebound.
I think Underhill might get credit for this goal because it looked like he was sitting right out in the crease. So we're going to watch the replay here.
Hall's going to pick the puck up here now, walk the puck in, and he takes the shot.
Yeah, here's Hall, takes the shot, and then here's Underhill. Underhill knocks it in off the rebound.
Seawolves extend their lead to 5, 7-2. Zaldi now with the puck behind the net, loses his footing, picks it back up, and loses it to Navy into the neutral zone. Hair's knocked off by Kasha. Kasha picks up, skates it, trying to get Lizaldi breaking, but Lizaldi picks it up. He's got Hall breaking to the net. JT Hall could not touch the puck for the tap in.
Assisted by number 17, JT Hall, and number 7, Justin Lizaldi. Time of the goal, 7:56 remaining.
JT Hall right now is going at it with number 19. That's Kane. It's becoming a frustrating night, but here we got a 2-on-1 for Navy. And backhander over the top of the net. What's happening here is that Hall and Kane are going at it. And Kane is just keep biting like a dog on JT Hall's leg. And JT Hall's not going to have any of it.
He's trying to bait Hall into taking a dumb penalty.
He's not going to have it. He's not going to have it. JT Hall's not that type of player.
That's a good sign that he's not gonna fall for an instigation like that.
No, it's Kasha with the puck up the wall, and that puck is bounced toward the net. Wilms loses possession. Oh, this one didn't go in this time, but that would have been the third weird goal if it would have gone in.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And we got an icing on the Seawolves.
We're gonna take a look at that replay with that last little exchange with Wilms. Puck comes out. There's the initial shot.
It goes off of Kosh's skates, and then it gets to Wilms, and then that puck comes across. Wilms does do a pad save on it.
Yeah, he had to sprawl out and use every inch of his body to make sure that puck didn't go in the net.
Yeah, face off to the right of Wilms. That's probably the most excitement he's had all night.
Yeah, this game, he really hasn't been tested all that much. And when you don't get tested, you can kind of get into a lull and complacent. And as a goalie, that's one of the worst things that can happen.
Yeah, mental concentration is the hardest part of this game, and that's for goaltenders too. Satola shot off the stick, try to wraparound attempt, and off the moorings is the net, and they'll face it off. It's going to be outside because I think the Stony Brook player falls to net
at
off.
City Field, in the bottom of the seventh, with the Mets still batting. Mets 4, Cubs 1.
As the PA announcer, Jim Maritano, announces the score at City Field, get a nice cheer of approval from the fans here.
It's a 4-1 lead for the Metsies. It's Kalilo with the puck. And fired cross corner by Navy. Back to get it is Bishop. Bishop picks the puck up. Gets it around the wall to Kalilo. Kalilo can't get it up the wall. Picked up by Hefferon now. Hefferon back across to Bishop. Good play there. There was no forward open. Picked up by Kalilo. He's in. He's in all alone. He shoots and a save. Oh, the puck came loose too, but
that puck was trickling towards the line.
Troniger made a nice save on Kalilo. He was in alone.
Yeah, Kalilo got a nice shot on there. And I guess while Troniger was in the middle of transfer, the puck slipped out of his glove and started trickling towards the red line.
And we talked about the speed of Bozer and
yeah,
Ossowski.
Kalilo's got
Kalilo brings some
nice
nice wheels as well. Hefferon with a screen shot gets through all the way back, and a backhand shot by Stemke was saved by I'm not sure if he actually got through to the goalie, but picked up by Gervaisi now as his shot, his clearing attempt did not get out, but Stemke does a good job. He took
the puck away from Beck, who was going to be sitting in the slot unimpeded.
All right, we got another call. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's the winning ticket tonight's drawing. Ticket number 827-9456.
Matt Gervaisi will go off for 2 minutes for slashing. Seawolves with 40 shots on goal, 7 goals. Navy with 17 shots and 2 goals. Time remaining is 5:08. Folks, remember we'll be back again tomorrow. Game time at 3:30 p.m. These two teams will face off again. Face off to the right of Wilms, back to the point. Picked up by Matzold, throws it down low. Back on the half wall, back across. Open shot, save, pad save by Wilms. Good shot by Liniger. Wines shoots, save, glove save again by Wilms. All wide open was Givens.
Yeah, Givens had a good chance there. Wilms just tells him, no, you're not getting this one.
The Seawolves are just not, and they seem to be spread out a little bit on this PK a little bit. Faceoff will be to the left of Wilms.
Seawolves penalty, number 29, Matt Gervasi, 2 minutes slashing. Time penalty, 5:08 remaining, third period. Matt Gervasi, 2 minutes slashing.
Oh, and there's a power play goal. Shot from the point by Matzold. I don't know if it bounced and hit somebody, but
it deflected off somebody because the puck doesn't bounce like that.
Yeah, that was definitely a Wilms did not have that one lined up.
Well, let's watch it again.
We'll see what happens here. It's a quick shot. Yeah. He doesn't wait.
Here's Matzold. The puck looks like it deflects off of Huey or Gilbert in the front.
Yeah, hit somebody in front, and that's what got snickered by. Seawolves right now on their PK, their percentage is not really that good right now. It's definitely deflected by Yui. Yui got a stick on it, and so that'll be Yui's goal. And then back to a 4-goal lead.
35-23. 35-23.
35-23.
16 got the goal. We can see it from here, but that's who got the goal. So face-off won by the Seawolves. Kasha controls the puck. We're down to 4:33. Seawolves need to pick their game up here. Try to keep a 4-goal lead to help them in the rankings. Shot! And a save by Treniger. Back to the point. Another shot. Deflected to the back of the net. Behind the net. And that puck is hoisted up into the rafters. Face-off will be in the zone.
Scored by number 33, Matt Treniger. Assisted by number 23, Gil Gibbons. Time of the goal, 4:35 remaining, third period.
Yeah, looks like they're giving credit to the goalie for scoring.
All righty. So Treniger's going to get credit for the goal, even though he's 100 feet away. Shot
Yeah,
by
really.
Koska.
He didn't even need to put a stick on it.
Glove down by Treniger. I tell you,
what do you use, a Jedi mind control trick?
that's the most amazing goal I've ever seen a goalie score.
Yeah, really.
Face off to the right.
Yeah, forget whatever Martin Brodeur does. I want him as my goal scorer.
Face off to the right. Picked up by Kasha. Kasha trying to fire it on net, but it's all blocked up. They're doing a good job blocking the passing in the shooting lanes. Picked up by Seawolves down low. And Satola was trying to get it through. Again, the passing lane's blocked. Picked up by O'Hare as he's knocked off the puck by Cartwright. Nice play by Cartwright. Nice move by DeFeo trying to get around his guy. And Navy comes in. The Seawolves zone. This is O'Hare breaking wide with the puck, trying to get to the net. Kasha! Oh!
Vandenberg sitting right there. He was right on top of Williams, and Williams just stonewalls him.
I'm almost a little surprised that Kasha let that guy stand in front of that net there.
That's
take him down.
And normally you would see that person being cleared out of there immediately.
Yeah, I mean,
Here's Vandenberg, here's Kasha, and Vandenberg sitting right in front of the crease, and Kasha just like has his back turned to him.
yeah, I mean, just
Has his back turned.
Incredible. Face off to the right of Wilms. As Navy always seems to bring the pressure up a little bit more. We're going to have a penalty here. I was waiting for the referee to call it. We got a boarding penalty coming here as Satola was rammed into the boards. So off to the box will be Haig. No, will be Kane, who's been getting a little rambunctious out there.
He has been. We saw him going after
battling
Hall.
with Hall, and now he's taking a bad penalty.
Yeah, that's just undisciplined play, and not what you want to see if you're Navy coach Michael Fox.
Face off to the left of Treniger, back to the point to Cartwright. Cartwright sends it down low. This is Osaski with the puck, who has a goal tonight too. And now we have another. We're going to have two guys going. JT Hall's going to go, and going to be a 4-on-3.
And Jablonski's going for 2.
Jablonski's going to go for 2, and Hall's going to go for 2. As referee Cahill's trying to get a handle on this game before it gets out of hand. And it won't get out of hand, but you don't want it to, so it's going to be 4-on-3. For another minute and 49 seconds. Actually, it's 5-on-4.
They were
5-on-4. There's incidental. They don't. Yeah. There's no extra advantage for incidental, so they keep it 5-on-4. Controlled by Shirting at the point. Back to Cartwright. Down low to Underhill. Seawolves moving the puck well here. Just looking for an opportunity. Cartwright, low shot. And a save. Shirting.
Really liking seeing
Cartwright does a good job taking that low shot to allow a rebound to come out for a Seawolf to bang it in if somebody was there.
And what they're doing really well right now, they're cycling the puck around the perimeter and forcing Navy inside.
Cartwright fanned on that pass, and then he got it back. Underhill controlling it. Pass to Shirting, and he puts it on, and the save by Treniger.
Nice save there by Treniger.
55 seconds to go in the man advantage for the Seawolves. Right now they're up by the score of 7-3 2:21 left to go in the third. Face off to the right of Treninger and one back by Navy. Picked up by DeFeo. DeFeo controls it on the wall and now loses it. Navy breaking out, dumps it all the way down into the corner. Kasha back to get it, but so is O'Hara. He beats Kasha to the puck. Kasha gets it back. Gilbert did a good job getting that puck back, and Kasha picked it up. Picking it up by Gilbert, coming down right wing, setting up the play. Controls down to the half boards, picked up by DeFeo. Back to Gilbert. Gilbert down low to Crockett. Cross feed to Kasha, and shanked the shot. Back to Gilbert. Back to Kasha at the point. Kasha down low. Down. We're all even up now. No more power play. Everything's even. Kasha picks the puck up. Sends a wrist shot. Screen shot knocked down by a Navy defender in front of the net. Kasha sends it out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Satola. Satola's turned back and almost checked off the puck. Over to Kasha. Sonybrook down to the last minute, looking for another goal here. Stemke sends it deep. Satola with the puck, actually Boudreau with the puck. Stemke with a big hit. Puck in the neutral zone, tunked back in by Bishop. Boudreau. Sunnybrook will walk away with a victory here. But a very, very good game by Navy to keep the Seawolves in check. And we got two guys going at it right here. It's Stemke and Vandenberg going at it. And they will sit for 2 minutes as we get to the end of this period, end of the game.
Got 2 for a cross check, 9's got 2 for a slash and a 10-minute misconduct.
Who's got 2?
9 has 2 and 10.
Vandenberg's also getting misconduct penalty as well.
Vandenberg's going to get 2 and 10, and 77, that's Stemke. Probably get a rough. Play 4-on-4 for the next 22 seconds. All right, face off to the left of Treninger. Bozer on the draw for the Seawolves. Actually, it's Gervaisi. Loose puck picked up by Boudreau. And he smashed into the boards hard. Back to Boudreau. Cross-ice pass. Down low. Tip pass. Oh! Gervaisi with the tip and Treninger with the save. Picked up by Boudreau. And that'll do it. The Stony Brook Seawolves 7, U.S. Naval Academy 3. Final through 3 periods, shots on goal, 42 for the Seawolves, 20 for Navy. And folks, we're going to just call this quick, and we'll let you know that we're going to be back here again tomorrow. These two teams will go at it again at 3:30. Recap the scoring.
Yeah, so 7-3 the final. Got a couple goals from Tyler Underhill. He had 2 goals from Frank Kasha. So they're 2 of my 3 stars of the game. Kasha for 2 goals and assists, Underhill for 2 goals. I'm giving the third one to Sherding for a goal and an assist. Crockett scored, and Stemke scored in the first to leave it 4-0. Kasha made it 5-0 before 2 fluky goals by Trent Lulo and Jack O'Hare for Navy made it 5-2. Then Kasha and Underhill put the game away, making it 7-2. And then late in the third, Huey for Navy from Matzold and Lininger to end it out.
All right, folks. On behalf of Trevor Mignani, Andy Mignani, and Andy Sukoff, we say so long and good night. We'll see you tomorrow at 3:30.